Hey guys, how's it going? So in the disaster area that the back of the container has become sits my old switching layout. And I've decided, I measured it, first of all, 10 feet exactly. That room where my shelf is for the next layout is like 3 inches, 10 foot 3 inches. So it's a little deep. And as the backdrop, I think the backdrop will just clear the TV mount, but we're gonna see if we can put that thing on top of that shelf and give us something to be able to run trains on for a little bit. All right, so this is the setup, and I've moved it to probably 3 different houses at this point. Never made it too far on scenery, but you see some old table legs as the stand, and works pretty good. The fascia kind of got tore off in the move, and I lost one track, but I got it in the room. I just got caught on the end, so I took it off before it got bent up too bad. But I'll need to do a little resoldering of feeders and a little bit of electrical underneath just to make sure it's solid before I put it in the train room, but it should be pretty good. All right, got it in here, got the legs off, and I didn't really do anything with the wiring. These are the 2 leads that go to the DCC system. But man, it doesn't get more perfect than that. I've got like an inch on that side, and I've got a couple inches on this side. Like I said, it was 10 foot 3 in the room, and this thing's exactly 10 foot. So the other thing that doesn't get more perfect is the backdrop just happens to fit underneath the arm. So I was able to pull it out through that way, put it in there. Good deal. So now you can kind of see what it looks like. So I've got a lead on both sides of my little passing siding. So it's just a switching, it's a switching layout is all it is. So you can get around your cars, pull past. This was going to be a gravel or a sand place. So you can put some 2-bay hoppers in there, and then you'll have some buildings and stuff, and then maybe some piles of gravel over there, and maybe an office. Everything in between is kind of marshy, okay? Wetland areas. And that's kind of what I wanted the feel of this to be. Early spring is what I was doing on this too, as well as what I'm going to do on the new layout. But have all these little wet areas of frozen, not flowing water, just kind of some marshy backwater type stuff. So I had a little bridge built. Last thing I did before I had to move, because I was working on this last fall at the last house. And this was going to be kind of a transload track. The reason for doing that is I can kind of switch up the kind of cars I want to bring in and out of here. So if I want to do logs, I could make it a log yard for a while. If I want to do tank cars, I can transfer whatever's in the tank cars to semi-trailers, right? That's what transload tracks are for. People rent them out, and you can have multiple purposes. And then along the back here is going to be a warehouse, so just a bunch of box cars. But I didn't want to jam too much in it, and yeah, it is a lot, but it's also very simple. It really is. 3 places for cars to go, but you could spend an hour on this thing if you want to take your time, and using the proto throttle especially. There's gonna be a road that goes here, crosses and turns. There's gonna be a little bar I was gonna build there, and I say was because I don't know how much I'm actually gonna do on this at this point. I think it'll be nice to have something to work on this winter, but I also don't know how worth it is for me to scenic it. Might be good for some video projects, but we'll see. It's a good base, a good start. It runs nicely. I just gotta get this track back down and soldered, and we'll be pretty well good to go. But I've had the itch to run some trains now that I've been bringing stuff out. As you can see, it's getting to be a disaster area, but I've been bringing some engines out and projects I want to work on, and really want to run some trains. So that's kind of just a quick update on some things to come. and we will be running trains soon, and maybe looking at some engines I've got, maybe pulling some stuff out of boxes. So thank you guys for checking out the video. Catch you in the next one.